Broadcasting live from Nassau, Bahamas. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm also a member of the local Catholic Christian community. Well, everybody know by now that I am leading a national campaign within the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to ensure that our beloved brother Donald John Trump is elected in the United States of America. After all, whoever emerges as President of the United States shall become the leader of the free world. That's us. So I want everybody to relax. I'm going to introduce you at some point to a special guest. We'll be talking international politics, and we'll be talking about local politics. But today happens to be Friday the 2nd of August 2024, and on Monday the 5th of August we shall celebrate Emancipation Day. I'm going to talk about some intellectuals who has announced that they have once again restarted the Bahamas Reparation Committee. They're demanding that the colonizers pay reparation to us, the black people, the Negro people, the people of African descent. I will show you that notwithstanding that there's a County Joe member among those Negroes who has restarted this new group, I will show you the intellectual dishonesty of the group, because in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, upon the emancipation of slavery and independence, the British reparated us. We have been given crown land. England don't owe us nothing. You hear what I tell you? They are politically dishonest. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save King Charles. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. So I wish each and every one of you happy Emancipation Day. It is a national holiday that we shall be celebrating on Monday. Monday is the 5th of August. And of course, notwithstanding it is a national holiday, no government has celebrated it in the manner that I think they ought to celebrate it. It is as if they are afraid to discuss slavery and emancipation. So I have a special guest who will appear with me. There is no doubt that he is a direct descendant of Africa, and it is my duty and privilege to invite Attorney Godfrey Pro Pinder. Mr. Pinder, if you look straight ahead.
Yes.
Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes.
And I'm happy to have you here.
Well, let me not hesitate to thank you for inviting me. I'm very grateful to come to your illustrious and very popular show.
I thank you. So we're going to be discussing a lot of things.
Yes.
You will note that I'm trying to get Donald Trump,
Yes.
who is the 45th president of the United States. Joe Biden is the 46th.
Yes.
And he's contesting to become the 47th
Yes.
president of the United States. And I'm trying to get him elected. So I've been launching one of the most major campaign from the shores of the Bahamas.
Yes.
And I'm told that thousands of Americans are watching me, and they're accepting the message that Donald Trump is the man. So we'll be discussing all of that.
All right.
And
all
I'm
right.
going to need your assistance.
Well, you're my guidance.
Your guidance.
My guidance.
Yes, well, you've been guiding
because,
me.
it's an American
Yes.
institution, and of course, it's very difficult to get into their international integrity.
This is true.
But at the same time, we can give our opinion
Yes.
for what it's worth.
For what it's worth.
Yes.
And that is what I'm doing, because Donald Trump has alleged that he was elected in the last election, and he has claimed that he has been cheated.
Yes.
And I, being a Negro citizen of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas,
Yes.
and recognizing that Donald Trump is not an ordinary American,
No.
I can't just ignore what he has said. And I am trying to ensure that the Americans does not conduct this presidential election like how Venezuela is alleged to have conducted their presidential election.
Yes.
I'm trying to get the Americans not to act as if they are a banana republic. And so these are some of the things that I want to talk about
You
today.
want to elucidate them.
I want to help me with that big word. What do I want to do with them?
Taken from the Latin word luco, meaning light.
Wow.
To shed light on that. Luxus. Feminine light. And everything beautiful in Latin, they name after a woman. Luxus, feminine light.
This is power. I want to
Elucidate.
I want to elucidate the Americans,
Just know
because
the situation.
yeah.
Yes.
Because, in the United States, President Trump continued to maintain that the media is not fair to him.
Yes.
And here in the Bahamas, since we've had the airways open,
Yes.
media has never been as fair and full of integrity like here in the Bahamas.
Yes.
So I'm going to need you to not only elucidate the Americans.
Yes.
I want you to provide elucidation to me.
Yes, I will not only elucidate, but evaluate.
This is
In
powerful.
other words, I will look at it from both sides.
Yes.
Yes.
I thank you.
And whenever you are ready for me to go, I will fly.
But
And if I can't fly, I will run.
this is
And
powerful.
if I cannot run, I will walk. And if I can't walk, I'll crawl.
This is powerful. So, folks, this is Godfrey Pinder. He is an attorney at law, and he first trained in the United States of America
And England.
and in England.
I'm an utter barrister.
And he is an utter barrister, and there is no African Bahamian who knows American law
Yes, and international law.
and international law
Yes.
like Mr. Pinder.
Dr. Pinder,
Dr. Pinder.
Doctor of Law.
Doctor of Law.
Yes.
Yes, Dr. Pinder. And I first met him in February of 1976.
Yes.
And it was then that he represented the late Edmund Moxie, who was a member of Parliament for Coconut Grove, myself, and quite a number of
12 others.
and 12 others. Thank you, Mr. Dr. Pinder.
Yes.
In a magistrate court involving the demonstration against the
Capital punishment.
hanging of a specific person,
Yes.
the late Errol Dane.
Yes, of course.
So I just thought I'll give you an idea who Dr. Pinder is. He's
Well, let us conclude that I got you off.
and indeed he got me off.
But not before being thrown out of court.
That is true.
But I came back.
He did get thrown out of court, and he did cost the then magistrate Emmanuel Enabeli Osadebe, a member of the Igbo tribe of Nigeria,
Yes.
who revoked our bail, and that was powerful.
Yes.
So we may have to discuss the many tribes that he battled, but he did battle with a chief of the Igbo tribe, and that would have been Emmanuel Osadebe.
Yes.
You don't remember what tribe you belong to, eh?
What?
What African tribe you belong to?
Yes, I do. I do know.
Well, tell the country what African tribe you belong to.
I am a Hausa
Really?
from Nigeria. Yes.
This is powerful.
I'm a Hausa. That's the largest tribe and the most famous tribe. But of course, the Igbos
Yes.
are regarded as very financially savvy.
Wow.
They call them the Black Jews. No offense.
No offense, yes.
No offense. Nothing anti-Semitic.
No?
Because I love Jews. I'm an honorary Jew, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I raised bonds for Israel, singing on my timbo along with Ella Fitzgerald. And
Wow.
yes,
This is
was
powerful.
in 1960 in San Francisco.
Wow.
Yeah. But of course, that is where it was. And so I'm a Hausa
Okay.
from Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes.
This is powerful. So, folks, as we celebrate Emancipation Day, there's so many things happening in the country. There is a Conky Joe man by the name of Chris Curry. Chris Curry, if he still is doing it, he lectures at the University of the Bahamas, and apparently he and some Negroes have gotten together, and they have reestablished what they call the Bahamas Reparation Committee.
Yes.
And this is a committee which is intended to pressurize the colonizer, the colonializers, and to demand payment for slavery.
Right.
I find it offensive that 3 days from the celebration of emancipation that they have resurrected the dead. And I want to show you the intellectual dishonesty of a Negro woman by the name of Dr. Naomi Hall Campbell. And she has another title at the end of that. And she at one point was a lecturer at the College of the Bahamas, University of the Bahamas. And Philip Smith. I think Philip Smith might be another curly hair mulatto
George
man.
Smith's brother.
George Smith's brother.
Yeah, we went to St. Augustine's together.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So they have this Bahamas Reparation Committee.
Right.
And the level of intellectual dishonesty disturbs me, because here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, history teaches us that it was during the reign of Her Majesty Queen Victoria that the Africans in the Bahamas were emancipated, and of course on independence on the 10th of July 1973, when Prince Charles, now King Charles, presented the constitutional instruments to Pinling.
Now, the Queen was there then.
Yes, Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth, yes.
Yes, and Prince Charles is her son.
Yes, he came over.
He came over.
Yes.
He presented the constitutional instrument to Pinling.
He did.
And upon the Bahamas being granted independence, the crown land of England was passed to the crown land of the Bahamas. Am I saying it correctly?
You're quite right in that, but crown land was being passed well before the 10th of July 1973. But after you've spoken, I will elucidate.
Okay.
Yes.
And so essentially what has happened with the Bahamas becoming independent, the Queen, that is Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth, she has given the Commonwealth of the Bahamas the entire dominion, the entire land, and the 100,000 square miles of ocean. And what has been the failure? The failure has been since 1973 to 2024, we have had no black government who has repaid us by granting crown land to everyone. And that's the reparation. So if you're listening to the Conky Joe teacher at the University of the Bahamas, and if you're looking at the Negro lady by the name of Dr. Naomi Hall Campbell, and another son name, and Philip Smith, they are misleading, and I find it offensive that they could be insulting our sovereign. You see, no matter what you Negroes think, King Charles, by virtue of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and by virtue of all other laws,
Yes.
is he not our sovereign, Dr. Pender?
Yes.
Is he not our king?
He is our king.
Is he our king?
He is our king. And we are sovereign, but we are not free.
This is powerful. So, I want them to stop it. The land is there, it's powerful.
Yes.
Help me to elucidate. How do you see?
Now, shall we elucidate?
Yes, go ahead.
Let me begin with two things of which you preponderated. And of course, you spoke very well and very understandingly of the subject matter at hand. You spoke about slavery, and you spoke about reparations, which is the result of having been freed from slavery. Let us talk about slavery. Slavery, I think, was somewhere in August 5, 1838.
Okay.
Queen Victoria, also known as the Black Queen. And she was known as the Black Queen because she was part black.
Wow.
Simply.
Her Majesty?
Part black. You know where the queenship came from. It didn't come from Haile Selassie, who was the descendant of King David, going all the way back to David. But my understanding is there was a German who was concerned, the Mountbattens. The Queen Victoria come from the Mountbattens
Yes.
of Germany.
Yes.
And they're part German. And that is why it might be said that they may have a little German racism. But of course, the Queen admitted herself that, we might have a little Negroid in us. She admitted it herself when she was having a little problem with the wife of one of her sons, the black lady from Jamaica. But let us go back to slavery. Slavery is said to have been abolished on the 5th of August on or about 1838 by the Queen Victoria. But the black slaves never knew about it until about a year later. They never knew about it. And all this land that was given for them at that time were taken by the Caucasians because the blacks were ignorant. They were not, and when I say ignorant, that's not a bad word. I'm not saying stupid. Ignorant is taken from the Latin word ignorante, meaning not to know. They didn't know a lot about a lot of things. And therefore, they couldn't know that slavery was abolished, and they couldn't know that they were given this, they were ceded this land because they could not read nor write. As a result, they were taken in.
Speak.
May I?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I say speak. You're moving me emotionally.
Well, thank you.
Oh, speak.
As a result, they were taken. Well, Gail Sanders, the late Gail Sanders, has written a lot about that.
Okay.
She's our historian in the Bahamas, very well written, very fine lady as well. But if you read it, you might get a more accurate, but I'm being general. And what I'm saying is the blacks knew nothing about this. And they didn't even want to be free because they asked the white masters, to whom shall we go? We don't know where to go or what to do. In other words, they were not trained to be free. They were not trained to do things for themselves. They were not trained to get a job. They were not trained to, well, they couldn't read or write. They were not trained to teach their children certain things. So they were just there to wander the land, and they, as a result, were taken advantage of, and the whites took all the land. Now, if you look at the Crown Land grants, going all the way back to 1838, it was granted by the Queen to Caucasians who were knowledgeable enough to go and get it. Just like today, sometimes when things are given Bahamians, the MPs will go ahead and take it before the Bahamians get a chance to take it. So they knew nothing about this. And to this very day, blacks are to...
We're coming back. I have with me Dr. Godfrey Pender. He is Doctor of Law. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Amen.
God save the free and liberated Africans. God save our King, King Charles III, and the entire royal family. God save the King.
Yeah.
Slavery is over. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker, and of course, I'm celebrating Emancipation Day, which is a public holiday, and the nation is required to celebrate it on Monday. Monday is the 5th. I'm very disappointed that there's no real national celebration. There is no statue to the unknown slave. It's terrible. And of course, I have with me a member of the Hausa tribe. Hausa? How do I pronounce it? Hausa tribe.
Hausa, H-O-U-S-A.
Hausa tribe.
Hausa.
And that would be Dr. Godfrey Pro Pinder. He's a doctor of law.
From Berkeley, California.
From Berkeley, California, we're going to talk a lot about reparation. And of course, I want the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to know that I'm campaigning for Donald Trump. And today, I have received a new Trump cap. And Donald Trump's name is on this cap. Okay? That's Trump and election 24. We, the Negro people, I want the Negro people to know it. We have to ensure that Donald Trump is elected. And it's powerful. But let me play my first ad. And after I would have paid my first ad, I'm going to talk to Dr. Pinder about reparation, because I'm certain he is an expert in many, many issues that many of us are unaware of. So we'll pay this bill. The Work Center, located Rosetta Street across from Roberts Furniture, is your one-stop shop for back-to-school Dickies, Timberlands, and many, many more. Come on down and let our friendly staff assist you with getting ready for back to school, okay? So this is powerful. But before I engage Dr. Pinder any further, are we in a position to report on Z-Bandits summer camp program? Do you have that video set yet? Okay, well, we shall see. Until you have the video, I don't want to talk about that event. This afternoon, I attended the Z-Bandit summer campaign, or should I say summer program, Z-Bandit summer program, which is led by Eugene Colley. And this is a program, you can show some of the pictures we have. This is a program that has been going on in the Anglican constituency for the last 18 years. It has attracted quite a lot of young people. And of course, this year, they have taught them how to build furnitures, etc. And of course, among the speakers was the Member of Parliament for Anglican, the Minister responsible for Education, Mrs. Glenys Hannah Martin. So it was exciting as we listened to young people sing and dance. And in the course of Mrs. Hannah Martin speaking to the student, she was able to identify that this program was so great that it attracted young people from many of the schools in that southern part of the island. So it was a wonderful, wonderful program. And those of us who appreciate leadership, we have no other choice but to salute Eugene Colley, who is the leader of Z-Bandits. The fact that he is committed to the training of young people and getting them involved this summer into positive activities. We have a video, but apparently they've not sent it up yet. So we shall see whether or not it will be ready by the time or whether or not we have to wait for Tuesday. So what I will do is I will continue to engage Dr. Pinder. And Dr. Pinder, you would have trained in the United States
Yes.
and in England.
Yes.
And I'm certain that you have written a number of theses, if I can say it.
Yes.
Yes. And have you ever done anything on reparation?
Yes, I have.
Tell us about it.
Well, in 1968, I had gotten double honors in a course, and I was also a part of the Black Students Union at the University of California, Berkeley, which was the #1 law school at that time. And I had to walk carefully and speak carefully because I was not an Afro-American or black at that time, as they called everybody. And since I had the kind of visa that could get me thrown out any minute, I, of course, was there and I was calm. But they asked me to write something on reparations. There was a discussion and they went around the table to find out who was right. And since I got double honors in writing, they asked me to write. And so I wrote on reparations. Now, reparations was for slave labor. In America, when they got their so-called emancipation from Abraham Lincoln,
That would be around 1865.
something like that, or 1868,
Yeah.
they were given 40 acres and a mule.
40 acres and a mule.
Yes,
Okay.
but this 40 acres and a mule were not given to them. They were
Wow.
said to be given, but they didn't get it.
Okay.
Also, they didn't know what to do with themselves. They didn't know where to go, whatever. So it ran down through history, and the blacks got nothing, and they didn't even know slavery was abolished till about a year or more later, etc., etc. So it came to the point where people were talking about, since we didn't get the 40 acres and the mule, you should pay us for it. Give us the US dollars for that.
Yes.
And I started to write. And of course, at the time, my idol, one of my idols was Harry Belafonte.
Okay.
At that time, I sang like him and tried to be Harry Belafonte in singing, and of course, tried to be my uncle Sidney Poitier in acting.
Wow.
Yes. So we came upon each other. He was singing in San Francisco, and I went and said hello to him. He asked me where I'm from. I told him, "How much?" He said, "Oh, I make a lot of trips down there with Sidney and Bill Cosby and some of the other fellas." He said, what are you doing here?" I said, "I'm studying law."
This is what you told Harry Belafonte.
Harry Belafonte.
Yes.
I said, "I'm studying law." He said, "Anything interesting?" I said, "Well, I understand you're an activist with the Black movement and the Freedom Riders and all those people. I'm doing a paper on reparations." He said, "No." I said, "Yes." So he pulled me aside and we started to talk about reparations.
Yes.
And he asked me how I would approach it legally. And I told him it would be approached from a contract. There's a contract that was broken by the United States of America. A contract between the United States and the slaves that was breached by America because they didn't give them the 40 acres and the mule.
Wow.
And they had to pay damages.
Man, that's very, very unique.
Yes.
I love your strategy. Go ahead.
All right. Now, so we were talking. We talked for half an hour, and they called Harry and said, "Time to go back on stage." He said, wait. He said, "I'm busy right now." They come back an hour later, telling me to go back on stage. He said, let the group pray. This is very interesting." So we talked for 2 hours.
Wow.
About reparations. And when he went back on stage, he closed the show. And he came back, took me out somewhere. We had a meal, had a drink, and we talked about reparations. So reparations is compensation for all the slave work freely done without any payment from the Crown or other persons involved with the Crown.
This is powerful.
Yes.
But I submit that by virtue of the emancipation of the Africans in the Bahamas,
Yes.
and the, if I can use this word, the cementing of the Emancipation Proclamation by independence.
Right.
When Pinling and Arthur led us into independence. Upon Prince Charles, who at that time was the Prince of Wales, presenting the constitutional instruments to Pinling on behalf of his mother, granting independence to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Yes.
England, by the grace of God, through the Crown, through the Queen, gave us the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and by virtue of that, all the land therein. And I submit, black leadership has failed to give the descendants of the slave the land. Now help me out. I'm not that educated. Help me out.
There's
Help
a little
me.
hiccup. There's a little hiccup there.
Go ahead, help me out.
And you might hick in England and cup in the Bahamas.
This is powerful.
Independence is not freedom. I did a paper on that in 1972, before independence. I was in England then, when Samilo came over to be knighted, and of course, Sir Lyndon Massey, the Honorable Prime Minister, Lyndon Oscar Pinling, and his lovely wife, Marguerite Mackenzie Pinling, who was my cousin from Andros. And they came, I was president of the Bahamas Student Association then.
This is in England.
In England.
Yes.
And I was doing my bar exams to become another barrister. I took the white exam, not the black exam. The black exam, it's a lesser exam, it's easy, you can pass it. I said, if I come all the way over here, I'm going to take the same exam that the white English students took. I took it, passed it, and I beat them in debates twice in a row. The third time, they asked me not to debate, so an Englishman could win. I got up and debate why I would not debate, and I sat down and said, I'm going to let somebody else have an opportunity. And they called me up to be an honorary judge of the debates, and I fell asleep during the debate because I know how to give it to an Englishman. And when it was time to vote, I voted the Englishman.
Okay.
All right. But this, what we have now, this independence is not independent. You know why?
Why?
Because, remember, Samilo had to go and be knighted. If we were independent and free, we wouldn't have any connection with England at all. We'd be a republic, which I understand they're trying to do now, and I wrote about
So,
that.
are you suggesting to me that a republic will set us free?
Yes, but it must be a benign republic.
What advantage a republic will give us?
It's
At the moment, the government of the Bahamas is responsible for the enforcement of law and order, but murders are taking place every day.
Yeah.
In fact, I just came from below in the newsroom where a father has reported, he's asked the newsroom to speak to me, and he upset me. He wanted me to know that his daughter just got raped. Are you suggesting to me that if we became a republic, we would be able to better manage crime?
Yeah,
we
but
would,
let us, before we get to...
we'll be able to better manage a judiciary that cannot conduct trials in a timely and efficient manner?
No, I'm not saying that.
Well, tell me what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying how incompetent or competent the people would be. But let us go back to independence. What I'm saying is that independence was got by Samilo being knighted and becoming the Governor General.
The Honorable Arthur,
which means...
But the Honorable Arthur Dion Hanna, he became Governor General and he declined a knighthood. Did you hear what I just said?
Say it again.
The Honorable Arthur Dion Hanna.
Yes.
He became Governor General of the Bahamas. And when he was told if he wanted a knighthood, he declined it. I'm going to suggest to you that
Did he become Governor General?
Yes, Arthur Hanna. He became Governor General.
Okay.
And I'm suggesting to you, unlike Milo Butler, he refused to accept the knighthood.
Yeah, that makes no difference.
And I'm going to suggest to you that on the 10th of July, we became independent, but we decided that we wanted a king. And in a legal mystery, which I'm certain...
we couldn't get rid of the king.
That is not true,
We were
Dr.
taxed.
Pinder. No, we could have gotten rid of the queen. But
How?
we could have gotten rid of the queen.
How?
We decided that we wanted a queen.
No, how did we decide that?
We decided that.
How?
Pinling and Hanna and those could have completely broke
Then,
with
there
the
would
queen.
have to be a republic.
Huh?
There would have to be a republic.
But there are in the Commonwealth of the in the Commonwealth, there are republics.
yes, but
Yeah, and the queen or the king is head of the republic
Right.
of the Commonwealth.
right, but there's a difference.
Tell me.
Now the difference is this: with independence and with the Governor General being attached to the Queen, there's a bridge. Let us say the Governor General is a bridge.
The personal
May
representative.
I finish?
Yes,
Yes,
doctor.
yes.
Go ahead, doctor. I
If I
apologize.
could finish,
You may, doctor.
then I would leave a whole paragraph to deal with.
Go ahead. Go ahead, doctor.
All right.
Go ahead, doctor.
The Governor General was responsible to the Queen. So, if he's responsible to the Queen and he's the head of the Bahamas, which the Governor General is the head man, as you might very well know, the Queen was the boss of the Governor General.
But that is because
hold on.
we choose that.
But whatever we choose to remain slaves.
No, Dr. Pinder. This country is free. Britain does not interfere.
It's not free. We have to pay them a certain amount.
No. We don't pay them anything. That might have happened many years ago, but that has not happened since Pinling led us
we have
into
to pay for the
independence.
Look, we have to pay for being a part of the Commonwealth.
Dr. Bender, I'm going to suggest to you that you will have to reflect on that. Since Pinling led us into independence,
Yes.
we became free and sovereign. We decided we wanted the Privy Council. We decided that we wanted to be a part of a
We
monarchy.
were always part of the Privy Council. We never left.
Right. But it is entrenched in our Constitution. We decided that. Pinling negotiated that.
No, look, the constitutions, and I wrote about it. I should have brought a copy. The constitutions are like a meat shop on a rock. You have constitutions for independent Commonwealth countries, and you have constitutions for a republic. And you just go and take one off the rock. We took the wrong one off the rock. We took the African one off the rock, because remember now, in our Constitution, there's nothing about protecting women in our Constitution. And that's what Africa is all about. Africa did not regard women as important. Read the Constitution.
There's no protection for women?
Part 3, not...
That is not true, Pro.
Look,
I respectfully disagree with you.
Look at Article... You have a copy?
I don't have a copy.
Look at Article
Let's look-
26. Let's take Article 26.
Okay.
May I read it for you?
Article 16 to 26.
15 to 26. Part 3.
Go ahead.
But let's take Article 26.
Tell me what
Because
26.
that's where the woman would be involved.
Tell me what
It has to
26.
do with discrimination. All right. Yeah, let me read it. Article 26. No person shall be discriminated against because of race, color, creed, or national origin. Say nothing about sex. Nothing about sex. I recommended in my paper, you just add sex. You don't even have to do
But
a
there's no
you
need
don't
to
have do-
add sex.
Sex.
If you say
Sex.
nobody, by not adding sex, you can't say men were left out. By not
No, the
adding
women
sex,
were left out.
by not adding sex, show me where it is exclusive to males.
It is presumed that,
No.
that men, hold on,
Go ahead.
it is presumed that men are more important than women.
Well,
It has
then
always
tell
been the
me
case.
about the provision of the Constitution which
It's a-
says that any woman who is unmarried but has a child outside of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, that child, having born a bastard, having born outside of marriage, that child takes on Bahamian citizenship. And it took 50, and that is not applicable to single men.
No, it is not applicable to single men, but we are talking about the Constitution.
We are talking about the Constitution.
Which under Article 2 is the supreme law of the land.
And that is the Constitution that gives the single mother that special power. And it denies men. So my bastard born in the United States will not have citizenship. But a single woman, her bastard born in the United States will have Bahamian citizenship. That's rank discrimination. And it's only now 50 years later where the Chief Justice, Ian Winder, has ruled that any foreign woman who gives birth to a child in the Bahamas, fathered by a Bahamian man, is a citizen of the Bahamas.
The Privy Council has ruled recently.
The Privy Council upheld Sir Ian Winder's decision.
The Privy Council has ruled that any person born in the Bahamas, under any circumstances, is a Bahamian citizen.
Well,
The reason
I'm not aware of that judgment. I'm only aware
about
of
a year
the
ago.
one.
About a year ago.
I'm only aware of the one as it relates to what Sir Ian Winder has
Yes,
done.
well, Ian Winder, I don't know when he wrote his, but
That was last year.
yes.
Remember
Well,
the current Minister of National Security, Wayne Munro, took a matter before Sir Ian. He upheld Wayne Munro's arguments. It went to the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal upheld the arguments again. The Free National Movement, then in government, say no, they're going to the Privy Council, and the Privy Council upheld what Sir Ian Winder ruled.
Yeah, but we're getting away from independence.
No, all of that is consistent with independence and
we're
the
getting away-
Constitution.
Listen, we are not free to do as we want.
Give me an example.
Look.
Give me an example.
All right, well, let me give you an example. For example, the Governor General is in charge, right?
I'm listening.
You agree or disagree?
I'm listening to your
The
arguments.
Governor General is in charge of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas under the various articles that begin the Constitution. But the Governor General has to report he's subject to the King, formerly the Queen, now the King of England.
But that is
Hold
because
on.
we, the Bahamas, we have decided in our Constitution.
Yeah, but whether we decided or not, we
Right.
are not in charge.
We are in charge. Philip Brave Davis is Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Yes.
There is a parliament.
Yes.
Our parliaments can make laws.
English Parliament,
Yeah, we can make laws.
right?
It is a
We
perfect.
still praise the Queen.
The Queen is dead.
Well, we did praise the Queen.
The King is alive. God
Yeah,
save the King.
I'm saying that when the Queen died, we praised the Queen.
Yes.
Mr. Pintard, who was the leader of the opposition, spoke for 3 hours praising the Queen.
Yeah.
So why are we praising somebody if they're not in charge?
We are not suggesting that the Queen was not Queen of the Bahamas. I'm saying to you, she became Queen and remained Queen by virtue of the fact that Pinling, Kendall Isaac, and the others went to London
Yes.
and negotiated that contract.
No, but that I'm telling
That's
you.
what I'm saying.
I'm telling you that Constitution, they have a lot of those constitutions around.
It doesn't matter. Once we decide,
they're already prepared.
it doesn't matter. But during the course of the negotiation, both sides, FNM and
When you say both, yeah.
made certain suggestions,
Yeah.
which was accepted.
But they couldn't. Yeah. Why would it have to be accepted if the person who's accepting it wasn't in charge?
Because we were a colony of Great Britain. Don't forget, we were a colony of Great Britain.
Yes.
God saved the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Yes.
God saved the king. God save emancipation. It is a legal mystery. Dr. Pinder knows about it. It's according to law. Hold on, everybody. We'll be right back after the break. God save the king. It's powerful.
It is powerful.
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. My special guest is Dr. Godfrey Pro Pinder. He, of course, is a member, a descendant of a tribe out of Nigeria. You will find that many of the African people in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas are from Nigeria.
Nigeria.
So it's powerful. And so I want to welcome Dr. Pinder. We've been having a lively discussion. And it was him who taught me the fundamental rights and freedom. That's why I can argue with him. He may have forgotten some of the things he taught me. Article 16 to 28.
Right.
He taught it to me. Anyway, let me do some birthdays. And then, of course, we'll get back as we celebrate in emancipation. And I think it's powerful. So let's hold on for a second, folks. I have two birthdays today. So one is Dave Munnings of Great Harbor Key. And, of course, Shami Grant of Harbor Island. So to two of them, I want to wish them a very happy birthday. And then, of course, today I'm going to a secret birthday party. And the most I can say, it's a brother Simonet. So, Brother Simonet, I shall come. Happy birthday to you, and happy birthday to everybody who's celebrating a birthday today. It's great. Well, pardon? Yes, okay. And then, of course, I want to show you something that my Member of Parliament, Wade Watson, is going to be doing in Bainstown. Would you kindly show it to us?
Circus, Afro circus, Afro circus, Afro boogie,
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it, move it, move it, move it, move it. Moving your nice and energetic, moving your nice broad face and your nice hip. Moving your nice and energetic.
That is in Bainstown, okay? Well, folks, everybody knows that in the United States of America, there is a presidential election that shall take place by the grace of God on the 5th of November 2024. It is going to be one of the greatest elections to be held on that continent. And for those of us who live to see it, it's going to be international excitement. I want to appeal to the Negro people of the Bahamas at a point when we are celebrating emancipation. As we contemplate and think about our emancipation, I want you to remember that Donald Trump is a member of a party, the Republican Party, who fought a civil war to emancipate black people, African Americans. I want the Africans in the Bahamas to put aside the prejudices, put aside the racism. Donald Trump, we can celebrate him. If I live to go to Fox Hill to celebrate Emancipation Day, I shall think of Donald Trump and what his party, through the late Abraham Lincoln, did for millions of Africans who were kidnapped and sold into slavery and worked within the Americas. And Donald Trump party, the Republicans, liberated the African Americans. So I just want to get that point clear. We in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas profess Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. When we listen to what Donald Trump and the Republican Party, when we listen to their policy, those of us who claim that we are Christians, the Republican Party, they believe in family, they believe in faith. They do not believe in abortion. They believe in the right to life. So all of the positive characteristics that we here in the Bahamas believe in, Donald Trump believes in it. For many Negroes, we've had grandparents who've been white, who've been Conky Joe. And we know Grandpa sometimes could say some of the most racist things. Many of us had Conky Joe Grandma, and sometimes they talk bad about black people, even though they had a bunch of children for the Negro man. So Donald Trump isn't perfect, but he's the best. Donald Trump is committed to making America great again. We depend on tourism. In Exuma, tourism is under attack because Sandals, once again, is pulling a dirty trick. It's a dirty trick that they pulled when Allison Maynard was the Attorney General. I know about the dirty trick. I can't tell you how I know, but I do know. Allison was the Attorney General. Okay? So there are things that I know, but I don't want to deal with it too much. And a part of the reason why I don't want to deal with it too much is because for some reason I believe that the Minister of National Security may have also been involved in that case. So I don't want to deal with that. So all I'm saying to you is Trump is the best thing for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And I call on Bahamians everywhere. We have 12 million tourists coming to the Bahamas, and we have to campaign for Donald Trump. You will note that this morning, my new Donald Trump cap has arrived. So, I'm ready, I'm campaigning. We must put aside talking nonsense about who black, voting for the first black woman, and so forth. This has nothing to do with voting for the first black woman. Okay? We already had the first African American. And if you ask the African American what Obama did for black people, I think he may have let out some people who had gone to jail for a long time. But by and large, Obama didn't do anything for black people. Now, I know it's difficult for us to say it because we were happy that America finally voted for a man that you Negroes miscolor. You Negroes call him black, but Obama isn't black. This, open the camera, Mr. Producer. This here is a black man. Godfrey Pro Pender is black
And beautiful.
and beautiful. Say it loud. Say it loud.
I am black and beautiful. I'm black and I'm proud.
You see? Obama doesn't look like him. Obama daddy looks like him. But you Negroes, You're looking for people to identify with. Every light-skinned person you all see, every white person you all see, you all call black. Okay? I want you all to put aside that. And I want Bahamians to get to the tourists. And you tell the tourists to vote for Trump. Yes, indeed, Trump knows what the people need. Dr. Pinder,
Yes.
you haven't been educated, not only in England, but in the United States.
Yes, California.
Do you recall Donald Trump at any point doing any business in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas?
Yes.
Tell us what you remember.
Many years ago, I think this was in the 60s, Donald Trump bought the hotel at Paradise Island, and within a couple of weeks he sold it to Phil Donahue, the talk show host. He bought it for a certain amount and made a profit of it. He sold it and got out of the Bahamas.
Okay. So he's always had a kind of financial connection to the Bahamas, if I may submit.
Yes, he did have a financial connection to the Bahamas, but being the devil's advocate, I don't know if I agree with all that you might have said in terms of Donald Trump.
So you're looking for a black president?
You asking me that?
Yes.
Well, we're talking about a woman now.
Okay.
And not only black, but woman.
Okay.
But let me say first and foremost, very quickly,
Go ahead.
about 2 minutes about the Constitution, and I go into this.
You want to go? Okay. Okay.
Let me do that.
Go ahead.
Going back to the Queen and the Constitution, if we were independent, why would we get our Constitution from England and not do it ourselves? First question. Second question is, do you realize that our Constitution says that no laws that were on the books from England before the Constitution cannot be removed? Any laws that were there since before July 10, 1973 cannot be removed.
Well, I want to disagree with you.
So we have the old laws of England.
I want to disagree with you, Dr. Bindle.
Right.
Let's go to your first.
Let's go back to
Your first question. What
Yeah.
was the first one that you said?
about
The first thing you said as you talked about the Constitution, because I want to rebut it.
you mean about
Just now, if we were free,
well, I thought that spoke for itself.
were we not a colony of Great Britain?
No, what I'm saying is, if you are independent,
Were
if
we
you
not
all right,
a colony
let
on the
me-
date that the Bahamas became independent? Were we not a colony of Great Britain?
No, we were not.
Yes, we were.
We were a protectorate.
No, we were a colony of Great Britain.
No, we were a colony before that. Then there was an intermediate move to become a protectorate.
Come,
Anyway,
Dr. Pinder. Dr. Pinder, Dr. Pinder, Dr. Pinder.
That's history.
We were a colony of Great Britain.
All right, I'll concede that to you.
And
All right,
therefore,
let me make the
you would not have had political independence.
right.
Right. So
And we never- we never had
So
it.
you had to negotiate independence, since Finland and them wouldn't take up no gun.
But we didn't have legal independence. Our Constitution was drafted by the English people, and English law is still a part of our law.
But those laws can be moved.
No.
Yes, they can.
Under Article 26, it says
No.
they cannot be moved.
Yes, they can be moved.
Who will
They
move
can
them?
be moved.
Who's going to move them? What
they,
law?
They can be moved, Dr. Pender.
There are a lot of exceptions.
Dr. Pender, they can move. The only laws that you cannot move instantaneously are those that are entrenched in the Constitution, which requires 2/3 majority of the voters in the parliament and then put to a referendum.
Now you're talking about something else.
No, I'm talking about the same thing.
No, there's nothing.
All right?
There's nothing
This-
entrenched.
Yes, there are
There's nothing-
entrenched laws.
There's nothing entrenched.
The Privy Council is entrenched,
We just got the Constitution.
but it's entrenched.
The
Come,
Constitution.
Propinda, come.
The Constitution of the Bahamas is fluid. Let me say why I say it's fluid. There are laws on our books that the Constitution cannot apply to. Most,
Give me an example.
I'm telling you, all of the English laws that were on our books before 1973 cannot be touched. Only those laws. Hold on.
No,
Let
that
me
isn't what the
finish.
Constitution say.
Let me finish.
That is
my-
what the Constitution say.
Let me finish
the
my
the
sentence.
Constitution tells us that whatever existing statute that existed before independence shall remain the law upon independence.
That's what I'm saying.
But it has to remain the law. Other than that, you wouldn't have any law.
Why?
You wouldn't have any law. You can't have law.
No, you can make your own laws.
You can, yeah, but if
Rewrite,
you, but if
rewrite.
you, but if you eliminate,
No, you have
let's
to-
look at the capital offense of murder. So we become independence, and murder is no longer on the book.
That's not true.
Right?
Murder's still on the books.
No.
No.
Listen to what I am suggesting to you.
All right.
I am suggesting to you that if we accept your argument, right,
Right.
and you got independence and all of the laws of England disappear, so it means that it
No,
would be
we could
lawful to
rewrite them.
commit murder.
Rewrite them to comply with Bahamas as we know it today. Those are all laws.
What law of England is so old that you think is irrelevant in the Bahamas?
All right. One law is a criminal law. You cannot have a lighted, an open light on a thatched house, on a thatched building in the Bahamas. We don't have thatched buildings in the Bahamas.
Yes, we
anymore.
do.
Where?
We do.
Where?
We do.
Where?
We do. We do have thatched houses in the Bahamas.
Where are they?
Many family islands and on the island of New Providence.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that law is outdated.
It's not outdated.
We don't have
the level,
open lights. We have electric light.
that isn't totally true.
don't have a-
I have a brother. Don't make my brother curse me out. He still cooks on 3 rocks.
Yeah, that's good.
Right.
But people do that for cultural reasons, like the rock oven and the bread, the banana bread, and all that. But we love that. That's culture. I'm speaking about.
Your suggestion
Yes.
that the Bahamas becoming a republic will make us independent.
Yeah.
And
But do you know they're now cleaning up the laws in the Attorney General's office? The drafters are changing the laws as we speak.
well, we've always had
But
drafters.
we-
Every government appoints some judge to clean up the law.
Yes.
And to what
So
extent?
why couldn't we do that on our own? Why did we have to be guided? We know what the Bahamas is all about.
You
and
have been
and who are
trained
pe-
in
hold
London.
on.
You have been comfortable with English law. You're no longer comfortable with English law?
I am comfortable with any law because
Huh?
I can win in
You're,
any
not,
law.
you're no longer comfortable with the common law?
No, I am, yes. But the common law must apply to the Bahamas.
But it's applicable to the Bahamas. Murder, it's applicable. Armed robbery, rape,
No,
land.
Yes, but I'm not talking about that because murder is still the law in the Bahamas. You say it's not.
I didn't say it isn't.
You didn't?
No, it is the law by virtue of the fact that the Constitution of the Bahamas save all existing
No,
law.
that's not why it's the law. Let me tell you why it's the law. Remember when you demonstrated against capital punishment in respect to that individual gentleman, Mr. Dean?
Yes,
You didn't want him to get hanged,
right,
right?
right.
All right, now, in our law of murder, once the accused was convicted of murder now, the Americans call it murder in the first degree, murder. The judge would say, you are convicted of murder and you are to be hung. You are to be hung by the neck until you're dead, dead, dead. That's what they used to say. And the Privy Council said, no, you cannot do it like that. You got to give the person a chance to make a plea of mercy. Because suppose you have a person who committed 10 murders, and he's now being sentenced for that one, and you say you could be hung. Okay, that might be acceptable. But what when a person just commits one murder, you say you'll be hung? That would be unfair. So the court said you have to make an application with regard to that person, saying his good parts and his bad parts, and it's called a plea in mitigation. You have to make that plea. And that is what we weren't doing. And the Privy Council only said...
We were not doing so because the government of the day did not respect that provision of the Constitution that established the prerogative Committee of Mercy.
No, there's no. Mercy is common law.
No. It exists in our Constitution.
Mercy?
The prerogative Board of Mercy.
I'm not talking about the prerogative of mercy.
Yeah, you said where a judge sentenced a person to die.
No, see the prerogative.
That person under the 50-year-old Constitution always had a right to petition the prerogative Board of Mercy. The problem is nobody was complying with the law.
No, that's not.
So the white people in England had to say to y'all, comply with the law.
May I make the point, please?
Go ahead, counsel.
Let me make the point. See, there's two kinds of mercy. The prerogative of mercy is written in statute.
And in the Constitution.
Hold on.
In the Constitution.
It's not the Constitution.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, mercy is this. If a person is convicted, say a person is convicted of armed robbery, this lawyer will get up and make a plea in mitigation for mercy. You'd say, my lord, my client, this is the first time he's committed that. He's from a good home, he's from a good family, and I don't believe he'll ever do this again. So please have mercy on him and give him a light sentence. That is what I'm talking about, and that is what Privy Council said when you directly said you're to be hung and by the neck until you're dead without giving the lawyer a chance to intercede and say, have mercy. The Privy Council say you can't do that. So murder is still there, but you must be given an opportunity to say whether or not the person has redeeming social values and there's something in him. Something in him.
What happens if the court does not accept that submission?
If you don't accept it, then you don't accept it. But all the court
if it does not accept it, there is provision where you can now go to the prerogative Board of Mercy.
Yes, but
that has been the problem where the lawyers never took advantage of it.
No, I'm talking about the murder.
I'm talking about the murder. I'm talking about the murder.
Prerogative Board, I'm talking about the murder.
I'm talking about the murder.
Before the court.
Yes,
the prerogative Board of Mercy is not the court.
No, but if the court fails, the prerogative Board of Mercy had the final say.
Yes.
Yes.
They're not the final say. They have a say. They have a say.
It always had the final say until such time as the Privy Council
You can go back to the Privy Council.
Right.
You can go
but prior to that, listen, we have to intensify the campaign. I call on the Haitians everywhere to join Donald Trump. Let's fight, fight, fight. Let's fight, fight, fight. It's Trump. Vote for Donald, yes indeed. Donald Trump knows what the people need. It's Trump. 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 Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm celebrating Emancipation Day.
Yay!
Monday is a national holiday, so Monday the 5th of August 2024 is a national holiday.
Yes.
And I have with me Dr. Godfrey Pro Pinder. And Dr. Pinder is a descendant of the Hausa tribe out of Nigeria. And for the majority of the Negro people who is watching this show, if you want a true manifestation of the color black, Dr. Pinder is an African. He is a black man. Say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
I just got a text from a Haitian person. Monsieur Pinder, c'est garçon noir. Il sorti Nigeria.
Mais oui.
OK?
Mais oui.
So, basically, tout le monde haïtien pour connaître ça. Godfrey Pro Pinder. Sorti Afrique, yo, peli na Nigeria.
Okay.
Tribe la, Hosla. OK?
Okay.
C'est pas possible pour dire Kaila. Ça pas bon. But même Hosa. So I just got a text
Yeah,
from...
but je suis bon.
Oui. You're speaking French. I want you to talk Haitian Creole. Pas dit ça.
Me parlez pas.
OK.
Me parlez pas.
This is-
Un petit
OK.
peu
Vous parlez
français.
le français.
Je me parle un petit peu.
Okay, c'est bon.
Français.
C'est bon. So, folks, this is a period when I open the line. If you're asking a question, ask the question quickly. If you're making a comment, make the comment quickly so that I can hear as many people. So, this is powerful.
Okay, so can I say one thing about Donald Trump before?
Go ahead. Before we open the line, Dr. Pinder would like to say something about Donald Trump. Go ahead, Dr. Pinder.
Okay, you're a supporter of Donald Trump.
Yes, I am.
I've seen the elections throughout, and I'm from California. I spent 15 years there. I know Kamala Harris, and I won't say she's a friend, but I know her. She's a good person. And I think that she looks like the better choice right now
Okay.
because she's for democracy, she's for the rule of law. She's for people, and our good friend Trump, as much as we can say nice things about him, is for himself. And he looks like he wants to overthrow the whole thing, as he did in January 6th. So, and the way she started off with her campaign and how exciting that was, I think that's a fantastic thing that a woman can be president of the United States, and of course a black woman. And they say when you have one drop of black blood, you're black. And coming over to the Bahamas, I think we should have a woman prime minister here, because the men so far have failed. I end that.
I thank you for your comments. You may now open the line, Mr. Producer, and let... Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon, Rodney Monker.
Sir,
Mr. Pro Pinder,
Yes, sir.
I have to give it to you now. Mr. Monker, I see your passion for Donald Trump, but you have to bear in mind, he's a Republican. He is going to make for a political party that freed black. Go back in their history and see that black man's freedom by the Republican Lincoln was not in the best interest of the world or for the world. It's because the Confederacy was loosened and they needed somebody to fight. So when they gave the Proclamation of Independence for black man, it was only because they needed their help. That had nothing to do with it because they love black people. So Donald Trump don't like black people either. But he needs that 50 million vote. So he'll ride our back. That's all the Republicans do. Ride the back of the poor black man. Now let me ask you one more thing. I hear you like to say, God save the Queen. God save the royal family. Tender, please tell Mr. Munker, go back into history. Blood on their hands. All right?
Yeah,
My God.
I don't praise the Queen
The Queen is dead.
or the King.
God save the King. Next caller. Hello, welcome to Freedom Match.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Moncur and Mr. Pender?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Moncur, I want to ask you a question. What did Donald Trump do for you?
He has not done anything for me. You heard me?
Did the worst thing ever was put on earth to be a president?
My Lord, can't you be much kinder than that? All Donald Trump did in the United States, my Lord. But I thank you for your comments. This is powerful. Hello, welcome to Freedom Match.
Yes, hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my dear.
I just wanted to make a comment or ask a question. I think it's a question
Go ahead.
regarding yesterday that you were talking about, when you were talking about the officers
Yes.
who are using their weapons irresponsibly.
Yes.
I think before every officer receive a weapon,
Yes.
I feel that they should be mentally evaluated
Okay.
with a chief psychologist
Okay.
or with the lie detector. What do you think?
I think you have a brilliant suggestion, and I cannot wait when I have my private meeting with the Minister of National Security to recommend your suggestion. It's
Yes,
a powerful suggestion.
I agree with that as well.
Okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
You take good care. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to say a pleasant good evening to you, Rodney Moncur,
Thank you.
and also to my former boss, Godfrey Propender. I'm
Yes.
not sure if he's going to recognize my voice. I work along with him. He taught me a lot. I excel in my career.
This is powerful.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to hear from you again. And I hope all is going well with you and your wonderful family. Please give them my warmest and best regards.
Godfrey, it is so nice to hear from you. You have a wonderful day.
All right, it's good to hear from you too, and see if we could get my number so we could stay in touch.
Yes, Propender.
I'll leave it with Dr. Moncur.
Yes, he is the man them.
This is powerful.
He's a great man. He's a great man.
He is.
He's a great man. Whether you agree with him or disagree with him,
Trust me, I agree with him 100%.
His greatness is
I
not
thank
diminished.
you. I thank you.
Yes.
You take good care, my dear. Thank you.
You too.
Okay, stay beautiful.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Well, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
In regards to emancipation from Abraham Lincoln, and actually after emancipation, black people were still technically enslaved because they had a lot of oppressive laws against black people, especially Jim Crow laws.
That is true.
And then during the Johnson, President Johnson, Lyndon Johnson's presidency, he signed a Democrat signed the civil rights
That is true.
policies into place,
That is
civil
true.
rights laws into place,
That is true.
so to be able to have more freedom for black people.
That is true.
and,
That is
and
true.
freedom to vote and freedom to be broke down the segregation laws.
That is true.
And in regards to Donald Trump is concerned, he tried to overthrow the government because of his lie, because that he won the election. And I was so offended by that when he did that, because he caused the insurrection. Because of him, he caused the insurrection on the Capitol building. That's why I'm an American citizen,
Okay.
and I'm not voting for Trump because of that, specifically because of that, because he tried to overthrow the government based upon the lie. and the last election was the more secure election. So he was not. That election was not stolen by Joe Biden. That
Okay.
was the true election. So he was truly elected. Joe Biden was truly elected in 2020.
I thank you for your comments, okay?
Well
I
spoken.
thank you. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Mr. Montgomery.
Sir,
Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm fine.
Good. I have asked you this. You saying Donald Trump saying "Make America Great Again," right?
Yes.
What that mean?
Well, for me, it means that he wants a strong economy. He wants American businesses to invest in the United States. Those who have left America to return. He wants a good armed forces, and he wants social justice for American citizens.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but you know that mean "Make America Great Again"?
What does it mean?
Make America white.
America's
Not
white
black,
now.
white.
It's white now.
No. You got it wrong. You got it wrong,
America
Monica. You as a man, as a sensible man.
America isn't
Listen,
white.
Monica, listen to me. Listen to me. You always get things backwards.
Okay.
The man talking to you, and you're not listening to Mr. Bender.
No. I'm listening to you. Is America not white?
Mr. Monica,
Yeah, but
America built up
I think what
a
you're
different
saying.
nation.
I think what you're saying, sir, is he want to make it all white.
Thank you very much.
Listen.
You understand, Mr. Bender?
He's never said that. You.
No, he ain't said.
So you stop your racist attack.
No,
on brother
you are
Donald
racist.
Trump.
You are racist, Monica.
I'm not racist.
You, every time you come on your show, you never talk about your show. You talk about black and white,
But
backward and forward.
it exists. Black.
You talk,
And white.
Monica, stop that. Listen to me now.
Go ahead.
You saying, but the Constitution right.
Yeah.
You always saying hang.
Yes.
Why they ain't hang yet? They cannot hang because they got to go through the England.
Listen.
You stomach eye. You
Listen.
stomach.
You gonna listen for a second?
Yes, go ahead.
Brother? There is a reason why capital punishment is not being carried out. Okay? And
What is the reason?
there is a legal mystery. Okay? And as a result of that legal mystery, that is why capital punishment is not being carried out. Today, I'm not going to tell it to you. I'm not going to tell it to you because of political reasons.
Oh,
Okay?
I get the message now.
You take it here. God
No,
save
but then
the
again,
king.
you got to stop that. Listen to Mr. Pinder. Mr. Pinder trying to give you experience you don't want to take it.
Listen to me. It is Mr. Dr. Pinder who taught me the Constitution. And I have not forgotten what he told me. That's why I'm able to push back against him. So you don't know that. And he didn't teach it to me today. He started teaching it to me in February of 1976. Have a good day and happy Emancipation Day. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Mr. Monica. How you doing?
Listen, I'm fine. What's on your mind? Speak to me. Don't listen to the radio.
And I'd like to say good afternoon to Mr. Pinder.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Go ahead. Don't listen to yourself. Talk to us.
Rodney, what I'm about to say is this. I watch American television on a daily basis.
Yes.
And pertaining to Mr. Trump,
Yes.
one of the $1 million question that is being asked in the United States now between from blacks, whites, Asians, or whoever, did you have a better life under Mr. Donald Trump or Mr. Joe Biden?
What did they say?
The answer is, for most of the people that I see, they had a better life under Mr. Trump.
Really?
Okay?
Really?
The other reason that I'm rooting for Mr. Trump is I believe. Hello?
I'm listening.
Okay.
You have me so emotional. They're going to vote for Mr. Trump?
Yes, I'm with Mr. Trump.
Oh, God bless you. Talk. Talk, my brother. I'm hoisting the flag.
Hello, can you hear me, Rodney?
I can hear you. Speak to me. Oh, speak.
Hello?
Speak. Producer, let him speak to me. Hello? They're sabotaging it. You see, Dr. Pender?
I noticed that.
They're sabotaging it. Speak. Oh, speak. Vote for Donald. Yes, indeed. Donald Trump knows what the poor people need.
Yeah, but they say Pamela Harris is leading.
Hello? Anyway, bring me somebody else.
Yes, Mr. Monka.
Sir.
Good afternoon.
Good
afternoon, Mr. Bender.
Yes, how are you?
Great. I have a question to ask. What do you call if a person who committed a crime or whatever, and they be hiding out with their family and friends or whoever, hiding them out from the authorities? What do you call that?
Dr. Pender?
Let him repeat it for me.
He wants to know if a person commits a crime,
Right,
and they are hiding out
right.
from the police, from law authorities with their family. What will you call that person?
Well, he is trying to escape the laws of the country, and he is.
Well, actually, when I'm speaking of.
Let me finish. And his family who is hiding him are guilty of conspiracy to obstruct the law. They're obstructing justice. And they could be charged with that.
This is powerful.
If the so-called Prime Minister of Israel, who has been charged by the World Court for wrong doings and stuff like that, but yet he's in the United States, where address both Congress and stuff like that. There, why didn't the United States, who is aiding and abetting him?
No. No. Let me answer that one for you. The United States government does not recognize the International Court of Justice as...
And they are the ones who set it up.
Are you listening to me, my brother? They don't recognize it as it applies to their citizen and to their friends. Now, if you commit a crime, they'll make sure you get there. But that's what they will do. But the justice system of the United States, according to the Americans, is so incredible, full of integrity. They're going to prosecute their own citizens and their own friends. So that is what the facts are.
I like your point, but may I put it another way?
Go ahead, Dr. Pender.
It is not that they do not recognize the International Court of Justice called the ICJ. They do recognize it, but they don't have to adhere to their decisions, whatever it may be, especially if it is against the United States, because it's international law and not territorial local law. It is extraterritorial.
Wow, this is powerful. I hope my Negro brother comprehended what Dr. Pender has just said.
Yes, I understand that very well. The same way like how with this so-called independence that we have here.
Listen to me. We are independents. You have a wonderful day. Happy Emancipation Day.
Yes.
And I thank God that the king's ancestors set us free. It's powerful.
You are not free.
Yeah. Thank you.
You are not free.
I am free. I'm a free Negro. Okay? I'm a free Negro. Y'all ain't gonna tell me no foolish. I am free. Hunga ya ya, hunga ya ya, hunga ya ya, hung.
He is free, but the Bahamas is not.
No, the Bahamas is free. You stop that, Dr. Pender. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Are there any free Negroes in the land? Call me. Hello? Well, until they call Dr. Pender,
Yes.
are you going to Foxhill to celebrate this year?
Yes.
You are going down
You mean for emancipation?
for emancipation.
I think I will make a trot down and
Yeah.
take a look at it, even though it isn't meaningful in the sense that we didn't get emancipation.
Dr. Pender, we are free. Hello? Do we have somebody? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening,
Good
Mr.
evening.
Munker, and
Yeah.
to your guest, Mr. Pinder.
Good evening.
What are you both doing?
We're fine. We're fine.
Excellent. And yourself?
Mr. Pinder,
Yes,
is
ma'am.
it possible I can have your contact? I would like to
She
have
wants
a conversation
your
with you.
telephone number, your cell number. She wants to have a conversation with you.
Am I allowed to give it?
You may give it, Dr. Pender.
My phone number is 433-4771. You may call anytime.
That's 433.
4771. You may call 24/7. I don't sleep.
Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome, and anybody else who wants to call, either to be nice or otherwise, they may call.
This is powerful. Repeat your number one more time. Pro.
My number is 1242-433-4771. Anybody may call anytime.
Awesome.
You're welcome, my dear. Do well.
Thank you.
All right, have a pleasant and blessed evening. Give my regards to the family.
Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello, good day.
Good day.
Rodney.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm calling in regards to the question that the gentleman asked about if someone commits a crime and staying or hiding on a relative, it's a crime. Well, I don't think it's a crime if the family relatives don't know that that person commits a crime, but only if the law enforcement put out a bulletin on the individual that commits the crime and have it noticed that this person is the feet of police, and then you hide them out, then that's a crime.
Let me answer that one.
Go ahead, Dr. Pender.
I think the question was if the police was looking for that particular individual and he went and hid with his family. So it's obvious.
And his family did not know that the police was looking for him.
But in the question that was asked earlier, the police were looking for him and he knew. But if he does not know, then he can't commit a crime. There's something known as mens rea and actus reus. Mens rea, mens is a Latin word for mental, rea is for thing. You have to have the intention. Actus reus is acting. You must do something. So, if you don't have the intention and you haven't done anything, you can't be charged with anything and you can't be suspected or even thought of as having committed a crime. You're quite correct.
But he's saying that if
They
the
don't know.
suspect is hiding with his family and his family is not aware of that,
Well, his family is not aware.
yeah,
But he's aware.
he's aware, but the family isn't aware.
Well,
the
that's-
family is not culpable.
Well, that applies to the family. They're not culpable.
Right.
They don't have mens rea and actus reus. They don't have the intention.
But if the police announce it publicly,
Exactly.
then the whole country knows, then the family would be liable.
Well, you can't be sure the whole country will know because they have to hear it.
That is true.
So if they don't hear it, they don't have any culpability.
All right, well, that's just my question. I'm trying to clear that up because the gentleman didn't really explain it clearly.
We thank you for your full and clear explanation. Thank you, Ed.
Happy Emancipation Day.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to take one more call. Go ahead. Anybody else? And
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
I'm very blessed and blessed. Good afternoon. How you doing, sir?
Go quickly, because the time is running.
Yes. I'd like to send out a all senior citizen, second to the short and to those incarcerated, and to everyone that's about to deport the loved one back to Mother's Earth. That earth has no sorrow that heaven cannot cure. And let us continue to...
Well, we have to conclude. Dr. Pender?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure always.
Happy emancipation. Raise your
beloved.
right hand. Give me a power salute. Come on. Give me a power salute. Give me a power salute. Hold it up. Black power salute. Black power. Yes. Listen, folks. It's Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but us can free ourselves